Hello, kindergarten. It's Ms. Gerber recording today's slideshow. We are almost at the end of week 2 of the packet. The plan is to have everyone go to the school tomorrow, Wednesday, April 15th, to pick up round 2 of the packet. As of this recording, I'm not sure about the details. However, it's still early. I record in advance. So as we find out more details, we'll be communicating with you and just making sure that you are available to do that, because these will be our packets that are designed by myself and Mrs. Lopez and Ms. Sullivan. So we're hoping they're going to be a lot more aligned. We tried to incorporate your feedback that we heard from you. We tried to do some leveling and include a variety of activities. So we're looking forward to having you pick those up. Today, however, is only Tuesday, April 14th. We have a morning message from your teachers. When you are reading the morning message, you can switch it up between you reading it to your student and having your student read it to you. We also have our conference schedule for the day. I'll be speaking with Madison's family, Hagen's family, Elena A's family, and Barron's family. Mrs. Lopez will be speaking with Lila Rose and her family, Olivia and Mackenzie. Ms. Sullivan will be speaking with Audrey. And don't forget that tonight at 6 p.m., each of us will be doing a live read aloud. We'll be sending out our own invitations to each of you. Don't miss that. We really love seeing all the kids and we love seeing you. We'll also be having parent meeting immediately after the read aloud, just talking about, how things are going for you, issues, tips and tricks, things like that. I included this suggested sample schedule again in light of last week's news that this will be how we're continuing and finishing our school year this year. I thought this might be a helpful resource. I know that kids are worse listeners for parents than they ever are for us. Rest assured, they don't act this way in the classroom, but something that is a really, really important tool that we use in the classroom is setting a routine as much as possible. I know many of you are working and it's not completely possible, but setting a schedule, posting it somewhere, and going over it every morning is a really important tool for kids. It also helps them if they're asking you constantly, when are we going to do this? When are we going to do that? The answer is right there in front of them. So I really recommend setting one of these up, and maybe that can be a little video that we make, just a piece of guidance to help parents. Another tool that might really help is from our social emotional curriculum. I'm going to be releasing more content from this because it's, again, language that's familiar to our students from our classroom. But basically, we talk a lot about how our brain is made up of neurons, and when our neurons connect, that means we've learned a new skill and our brain is growing. We've also talked about how your brain can only grow and your neurons can only connect when your brain is calm. And sometimes your brain is not calm. Like right now, when there's a lot going on in the world and we're all thrown out of our routines, our brains are probably not calm. So a really powerful tool that you can use is visualization. And this slide will guide you on how to visualize. Something that is really helpful is you can do visualizations both to calm down and to motivate you. So if you do make a schedule and you do post it, maybe spend a minute visualizing how the day is going to go. What are you going to do for each piece of the day? Alternatively, if things do get off track and you're finding that your student is not able to listen to you, or you're having trouble working together, take a minute to visualize something that makes you happy. Visualize yourself somewhere else or working together harmoniously, whatever you need, and really get into that visualization as you see. Don't just think of a place or thing that makes you happy. Picture yourself there doing something that you enjoy, and use all of your senses in your visualization. That will help you to calm your brain and be able to come back to your task. We have some awesome work that kids are doing. Lila Rose from Mrs. Lopez's class was doing some sight word learning outside. Desmond from my class was reading, and you can see he's got his index finger out. He's pointing under each word as he reads it. It looks like Joy from Mrs. Lopez's class is doing some more sight word work over there. And Rayleigh from my class and her mom took on some extra science, and they got some class pets for their classroom in the form of an ant farm. So maybe they'll send us some updates and pictures of what the ant farm is doing and how it's going. In addition to that daily schedule that I shared before, you could also adapt and modify this agenda and daily schedule to give your students some more information about how the day is going to go. Feel free to edit this as needed, take things out and put things in that suit your family and your time and your needs. Here are the additional supplies that you'll need. I heard some feedback from a parent that they would like us to release an additional supplies list with our packets so that parents know more in advance than the day of what kind of extra things you might need. And we really liked that idea. We did not get it in time for this packet that you'll be picking up tomorrow on Wednesday, but hopefully for the packet that comes after that in 2 weeks, we will be able to include that because, yeah, I can see how that would be helpful for parents. Today's reading activity involves a lot of routines. The letter of the week, which if your student is comfortable with G and W and the sounds that they make, then feel free to skip that. Go straight to the lines of practice pages and focus on those. Phonemic awareness activities are fun ones to do, like basically while you're trying to do other things, walking, cooking, while you have any time to kill. Just get some of those short words in your brain, and you can have your student blend them into words. So you can also have them do 2 different words and ask which one starts with a G and which one starts with a W. Those are just little things. You don't have to do them during designated reading time. They can just be little games that you play throughout the day. Here are the supplemental videos for the letters of the day. We will be releasing our own video about the letters and the rhyme that we do, and we hope that that will be helpful. In the meantime, watch these. The links are below. This is a good video if your student is confident with the letters and their sounds. Do some blending like in this video and have them practice this skill. Here's some more sight word practice. I'm seeing tons of cute pictures from families about all the different ways that they're practicing sight words, and that's awesome. It's great to see that you're not feeling locked down or glued into what we're telling you. Everything we tell you is intended to be a resource, and you are welcome to adapt it to whatever fits best in your life and your home. This math, I wanted to explain a little bit about what we're kind of getting at here when we talk about 10 and more and why that's a skill we focus on. Basically, this is a learning target to help students understand the teen numbers. These numbers are super difficult for young learners because they don't follow the counting pattern that the rest of the numbers do. Essentially, we go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then all the other numbers, it's 20 plus 1 more, 21. 20 plus 2 more, 22. And it's pretty straightforward like that. You can do it with 80. 80 plus 1 more, 81. 80 plus 2 more, 82, and so on and so forth. The teen numbers don't work like that because we say things like 11, 12. We don't say 1081, 1082, or anything like that. So what we are trying to do is fit the teen numbers into that mold and have them think of it as 10 plus 1, 11, 10 plus 2, 12, 10 plus 3, 13. Wow, I almost goofed that up. I got performance anxiety. So that it kind of fits into the same pattern over and over again. That's what these activities are designed to show them. Do not worry about mastery. It's not about your student being able to add big numbers together. It's more about recognizing that pattern. Just have some good discussions about them and what they see and notice in the numbers. And here's a video. This again is leading up towards place value and understanding the team numbers in the context of bigger and bigger numbers. So this is a really good thing to have them practice. And if you have any tools or blocks like this, that would be helpful to kind of have them build sticks of 10 to go along with these songs. This money song, Jack Hartman, he's a funny guy. I hear a lot of you have been doing money practice with your students, and that's great because that's honestly a skill that we do not have a ton of time to practice in the classroom, and it's a really obviously practical one, so please keep going with that. For writing today, it's all about going back and adding more. Writing is a really independent activity in our classroom, and we focus a lot on the joy of writing. So don't worry about whether your student is spelling things correctly. We encourage them to just get down the sounds that they are hearing in words, and we encourage them to just feel free to just go and go and go. So if you're looking for a break from direct instruction and you want to give kids, I would say, spend 5 minutes going over these concepts with them, spend 2 minutes watching this video, and then have them spend at least 10 minutes silently writing and adding to what they wrote before. And something that would be fun to do during your weekly conference would be to share your writing with your teacher, either by reading it to them or send us a video of it and we can give you some feedback. Here's an example of a narrative read aloud that also includes some of the elements that we were discussing in that writing lesson. Here's the brain breaks. A lot of parents have been taking advantage of those. So you can go ahead and continue to use those or switch those up. Here's activity bingo. Go Noodle is really probably our #1 resource for things like this in the classroom, so we really recommend it. This is your extra practice. It is a science project. For the coming weeks, we are going to be focusing a lot on how things grow in science, both with your classroom, sort of classroom teachers, myself, Mrs. Lopez, and Ms. Sullivan, and also with Ms. Bowman, your science teacher. So she's going to be including some resources about that. We are going to be doing this evening a read aloud all about plants with my read aloud. And on Wednesday, I will be doing a live seed planting so that all of kindergarten can have a plant to observe if you're not able to plant one at home. Here are some videos on how to use your food scraps to regrow plants. This is a really great trick. Actually, I have some potatoes on my counter right now that I'm going to be planting out in my garden. They're the easiest ones because if you leave them sitting too long, you can already see them growing. This is some information about food waste and how we can be better about using it. And here's a fun slide about how to draw a bunny. This is a popular one. Lots of kids like to draw bunnies this time of year. Another fun activity you can do together is cooking. I hear lots of families have been cooking together and really enjoying it. It's also something that normally this time of year we would be having our nutrition lessons in the classroom, and that would involve a little bit of cooking with Brandy Borton, our nutrition specialist. So our class is missing out on that this month, so it would be nice for them to be able to do it at home with you. And we'll be trying to coordinate with Brandy and see if we can share any recipes that she would have had us share and any resources. So enjoy that. Here are some cooking videos. Again, the link is below in the video description for where you can click on all of these. And last but not least, celebrate your work. We're never going to skip this slide because we just know that it's hard. We are all struggling to do a new job or 2 or 3 right now. Sometimes it's not very fun, even though you feel like it should be nice being home more. It's stressful. So please celebrate how far you've gotten, how far you're making it, how we're just learning and growing together every week. And have a happy Tuesday. I hope to see, I hope that your teachers see all of you tonight at their read aloud. Okay, bye everyone.